How dramatic is this fall?
China's venture capital industry is so young that there's never really been a widespread downturn like this. And many venture capitalists I'm speaking to say that this is the first time there have been signs of real stress in the industry. And if you take a look at this Bloomberg chart, you'll see that the value of investments in the country fell 77% in the second quarter from a year earlier, and the number of deals has halved. And the reason why this chart starts at 2014 is because that's when China's venture boom really began. It was when Alibaba went public, showing investors around the world and in China just how lucrative it can be to back seemingly risky startups in China. And along the way, many funds like Qiming, Sequoia China, Tiger, and SoftBank fostered some of the most valuable startups in the world, like Didi and ByteDance. But that did all hit a peak in 2018 when you saw gigantic rounds, $14 billion in Ant Financial, $3 billion in Pinduoduo, and it's dramatically fallen since then.
So is it just a leveling off after peaking like that a few years back? What's driving this downturn?
There's a number of simultaneous factors going on that are really causing this fall. For one, valuations were reaching unsustainable levels. Investors are also starting to sour on the sharing economy startups that have been massively unprofitable. And on top of that, you have the trade war, which has put tech front and center. So global investors are really growing more concerned about putting their money in a country where there's geopolitical and economic uncertainties. But even when I talk to venture capitalists in China, they're getting a little bit more cautious too. They're willing to sit it out for a few months. They're worried that some of their investments in more sensitive industries may become targets of the Trump administration. There are also concerns that their portfolio companies may have a harder time expanding abroad. But as you mentioned earlier, Sherry, some investors do see this as a natural cycle, a natural leveling off. They think it's a good thing. The industry could really use some cooling off. And there is also some light at the end of the tunnel. Some analysts have said that this Shanghai Tech Board, which is set to launch on July 22nd, could bring some confidence to the industry, some confidence to investors that there are exit opportunities for these companies in the domestic market.